Hello Wargamers, it's me Callum from Tabletop Banter, and today we have a special video. It's the first of a new series chronicling my growth in wargaming and how I approach the game on the tabletop. So I'm going to take you through my first 1500 point list of this series, in which I'll probably be developing the list and unit by unit deciding what's good and what's not, and it'll be a slow development because I want to make sure I've tried every option first. So yeah, I'm going to take a look at each unit individually and go through the list with you. Alright, so here we have the first squad I'm going to be talking about today, which is a Company Master and 5 Deathwing Terminators. Now apologies for any quality of video, I'm trying something new here with a light, because I know my room can be a little bit dark sometimes. So yeah, first of all let's go through the Company Commander, or the Company Master. That's this fellow just here. So quite simply, Artificer Armour, Storm Shield. Now obviously he doesn't quite have a Storm Shield, but that's what his that's what this is. It's actually a Storm Shield, honestly. Now equipped with his Artificer Armour, he has a Combi Plasma. Now that is modelled on his back, and a Relic Blade, and that's all his upgrades. He comes to a total of 160 points. Really, you pick him up for the stat line. It's quite good. Weapon skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 3 attacks base, leadership 10. He has a 2 up, 3 up, which is quite good, I think, for a individual model of 160 points. Obviously the Relic Blade is plus 2 strength AP 3, so this unit is really they have the Grim Resolve special rule, which means that they can Overwatch at ballistic skill 2, so they're hitting on 5s, and also they have split fire, so that assault cannon can go off and do a job elsewhere, which is really, really handy. So continuing with upgrades, I think that's all the ones I've given them. The stat line is weapon skill, ballistic skill 4, strength and toughness 4, 1 wound each, initiative 4, 2 attacks, leadership 9. Obviously, this is my strongest unit with the most points invested in it. It's supposed to be. They are Company Master Balthazar and his bodyguard. And yeah, their job is to go out and kill weaker units on the table. So let's take a look at a different unit. Here we have the first of 2 tactical squads. In this squad we have Sergeant Plasma Pistol Chainsword, 1 Plasma Gun upgrade, and they are taking a Rhino. The big thing about this is, I suppose, when I look at this list, it's the combat squads, so these are going to be running 2 squads of 5, Sergeant in one, Plasma Gun in the other. Taking the Rhino there for a bit of mobility, but really it's the bolter shots I'm trying to push out, and the bodies on the table that I'm trying to push out. Now obviously nothing special really, except a similar stat line to the Terminators, but they have a 3 up armor save, which is going to probably come in handy against most armies. They don't always have a lot of AP 3. But yeah, hoping that these guys do their job. They are the utility unit. They go out to claim objectives in the name of the Emperor. So I will now show you my next tactical squad, pretty much the same but with 1 or 2 changes. And here we have the second tactical squad, almost identical in every way, except to say that the Sergeant now has a power sword. Just did it because I thought it would look cool, if I'm brutally honest. And that's kind of how I make my armies. I'm like, oh well, if it looks good then I'm pretty pleased. And obviously no Rhino there either, points didn't allow it, also don't have the model. We'll probably be getting a Razorback at some point for this army, I think. Well, a Heavy Bolter one probably, but I'll mag it so that I can use either or. So yeah, pretty bland, but you know, they do their job. They put out the shots, they sit on objectives. So moving on to the next squad. So in this building over here we have a squad of 5 Devastators. 2 las cannons and the rest are just regular Marines. Like the idea of las cannons. I don't quite have enough with the model in there yet. Unfortunately, I can't really help it at the moment because of the money I have that I'm willing to spend on Dark Angels. So 2 las cannons is enough for now, just enough to pose a threat, give my opponent something to think about. That's really their job this game. Maybe take out things like vehicles or monstrous creatures if I have to, but they are there to be looked at as opposed to used too much. So they're there to pose a threat, that's all. So yeah, that's their job. And now the last unit in my Dark Angels detachment, Combined Arms detachment, is a 3-man bike squad, Ravenwing bike squad, one with a plasma gun. Now the reason I took these guys in the list is they have a bit of mobility, they have the rerollable Jinx save, they have the Grim Resolve, so overwatching at Ballistic Skill 2, and more importantly they can move 24 inches in one turn, so if I need to get an objective they can be the other side of the table, which is invaluable. That kind of mobility is invaluable, and so that's what I'm really trying to push out there with this unit. Their job, their main job at least, is to provide a fast unit that can grab an objective, or to provide slightly different tactical depth in the fact that they can outflank, and I believe they have hit and run, so they can make themselves a nuisance on the table, and you know, the +1 toughness never hurts. So yeah, that's the Dark Angels Combined Arms detachment. What I will now do is go and show you the Space Marine Combined Arms detachment that I run alongside this, slightly smaller, but still has its function, has its purpose in this list. So the HQ choice for the Space Marines is a Mastery Level 1 Librarian, equipped with an Auspex. So for those of you who don't know what that is, that means any enemy unit within 12 inches can have their cover save reduced in the shooting phase by 1. So if I pick a key unit, 4 or 5 squads can shoot into that unit and they have less of a cover save. Really just to help with the long range synergy of maybe some plasma from a distance, the las cannons, a couple of other bits in the Space Marine list. But yeah, just to provide a little bit of psychic support, probably stick him in with a 5-man tank squad, and just, yeah, psychic support can often buff units in ways that you don't normally get, so I might be having things like prescience on a unit, which would be good. And because they're Battle Brothers, Space Marines and Dark Angels, I've got no problems with casting psychic powers that benefit either or, so I do get that tactical flexibility. So now I'm going to move on to my troop choices. So first thing we have here is a 5-man tactical squad and a Rhino. I forgot to mention last time actually, both Rhinos have dozer blades. The obvious reason being 5 points is earned back literally every game. The reason I took 2 5-man squads was I wanted it to be combined arms just in case I wanted to expand or something. In case I wanted my librarian to be the warlord, it gives me a little bit more flexibility. I can run either as a primary detachment depending on the game, and I like that level of flexibility. Obviously pretty much the same as the previous Dark Angels tactics in terms of moving them around. No upgrades with this unit at all though, just bolt guns and chainsaw bolt pistol, and yeah, the Rhino as a dedicated troop choice transport. And over here next to their friends Rhino is another 5-man squad with no upgrades, no Rhino this time. Yeah, they're just there to chill out on objectives, much like the last one, you know, do their job. That's about it really. There's not much more to a tactical marine squad with no upgrades. So we're going to move on to elite choices now, and here we have my elite choice for this army, which is a drop pod Dreadnought. He has the multi-melter, he has a heavy flamer in his power fist, and the drop pod has no extra upgrades. The reason I took them, well, this particular thing, is because I like to use Dreadnoughts, I think they look cool. I like to use drop pods, I think they look cool. So the big thing is, comes down turn 1 automatically. Got something in the enemy's face, and that is the big thing. Being aggressive with this unit allows them to be a distraction unit while my other ones fulfill the objective, and if people ignore it, hey, 5 attacks on the charge with a strength 10 power fist is pretty devastating at the best of times. So I really think that, yeah, okay, it's 150 points, but in a 1,500 point list, that's 10% of your army. You can use 10% to give the rest of the army a chance to do the job that they've been given. So yeah, it really is distraction. Hopefully it takes a couple of units fire if it is going to die. If not, then it gets to go rampant the next turn. So that is the tactic with this fella. And moving on to my last unit. So finally we have 5 Assault Marines, Veteran Sergeant with a Power Fist. Obviously these two haven't been painted yet. I am working on those to get them done by the end of... oh, well, it'll be by the 18th of December, whenever I put this video out, which will probably be today or tomorrow, depending on how long it takes to process. Today's the 11th, just in case you were wondering. And the idea with these guys is pretty much the same as the Dreadnought. They can be up in the opponent's face. You can deep strike them if you want. Got the Power Fist in there with a combat shield, only because it looks cool, and I don't like playing models that aren't what you see is what you get, so I keep it on there. He looks awesome. I still need to do the highlighting and the wet blending on the Power Fist there, and the highlighting on the Mesh of the Marine, and paint these two up. I'm actually doing some freehand symbols and repainting all of my Space Marines, but that'll be another video series, like a reboot if you like of my Space Marines, which I'll go into more detail of my plans. But yeah, the Assault Marines are there to be a distraction unit and to pose a bit of threat in close combat.
Well, there you have it, Wargamers. You've seen my 1500 point list, and you've obviously seen everything that's in it, with a bit of a game plan idea, but this is step number 1 in this series. This is the starting block, the foundation. The aim is, by the end of the year, next year, 2016, I would like to enter a tournament, not because I'm competitive, because I think that everyone should enter a tournament maybe once, just to give it a go, just to give it a try. And I really want to see lots of other painted armies. And because I really like that, I think I'd enjoy the tournament scene, whether it's a doubles with a friend of mine or if it's just 1500 points on my own. The aim is to do a 1500 point one because they're slightly less competitive, in the sense that 1850 is the everyone's taking 2 Wraith Knights and stuff, and I don't like that. So I'm building up my my Dark Angels and Space Marines to a point where at 1500 points I could play all of one, all of the other, or I have this duality list. Chances are I'll probably get 1500 points of Dark Angels quicker because I am completely rebooting my Space Marines, as I will be mentioning in a separate video and a separate series. But this is just going to chronicle my growth throughout the year as a wargamer, looking at my lists, looking at how I'm going to tweak it. Now, after I played this list, I actually have a game tomorrow, possibly 2. One of them is against a stupid Tau list, and I'm not very excited, if I'm honest, because it's going to get peppered. But it does mean I get to see what I can't do, which will be a learning curve in its own right. And one probably against Sisters or Ultramarines, so fairly even matchup. Although I know that they, how do I put it, they have more spending power, so they've been able to buy units that I can't afford at the moment. So that might be a little bit difficult as well, but we'll give it a go. Like I said, this is just step 1 in my ladder, in my climb to entering a small tournament somewhere. I haven't decided which one. I haven't even really done a lot of looking. I just know that I want to do one at some point. Why not make it a goal for the year and have a little video series as I chronicle up to that point, as I try and build up this 1500 point list from where I am now, which is possibly not a competitive list at all, to a fun, semi-competitive list by the end of the year, with units fulfilling the roles that I want them to fill more than making crazy Death Stars. So yeah, I'm hoping you'll see how I develop as a player through battle reports as well. But this is like a side thing. With the games I can't film, playing in Games Workshop or something in places like that, then I can talk about those, I can talk about what works in my list, and I can do updates. I can say, look, this unit's come out, these 2 have gone in, and things like that. So stay tuned for more in this series. It'll probably be quite a slow progression through the new year. But I'm really hoping that with this series we get to see how I can develop in the space of just 12 months. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's the subscribers that make me want to keep going with the painting and the playing and the making of these videos for you and for me, because I use this as a learning curve more than anything else really. And don't forget to comment below. So let me know what you think of the 1500 points I've got already. It's not a case at the moment of tell me what to buy. Maybe if you have tips on how to use the units I have at the moment, that would be more helpful. For now, because I think in about a month's time I'll probably buy a couple of units, or Christmas is coming up, so I'll probably get a couple of units there that I might want to pop into this list. Maybe a flyer, because that is something I think I do need, possibly. So we'll see how that goes. Really, like I said, this is a completely work in progress list, but I want to do it slowly so I can find out what each unit does before I make the decision to axe it from the list. So yeah, thanks again for watching. I've been Callum from Tabletop Banter. Don't forget, have fun.